Good morning, everyone. We are coming to you live via Facebook streaming, YouTube streaming, and also via Skype. Each one of you is welcome to this live streaming from our studios in Trinidad. Sutras of Vigyan Bhairav Tantra. Don't know what happened there. Sutras of Vigyan Bhairav Tantra. You are connected to from wherever you are connecting. Sutras of Vigyan Bhairav Tantra. This is question answer session. Philosophies are anti meditation, all philosophies. And the Eastern philosophies, such as Tantra, Yoga, Vedanta, are the writings of the enlightened masters. What is the difference between the Western philosophies and Eastern philosophies? Philosophy is a Western word coined by Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. And the whole Western tradition is based on thinking. Whether it is Kant, on the other hand, the Eastern Kapil, Patanjali, Buddha, Kanu, that is the Eastern tradition. And in Eastern tradition, the word philosophy is not used, darshan is used. Darshan means to get a glimpse, seeing, is not thinking. Philosophy is thinking based, darshan is seeing based. When you see, then you do not think about it. You may be sitting down and thinking about tea, but when you are having a cup of tea, do you think about it? You are having it. And after that, you may think about it, about its taste, or even without having a taste of it, you are imagining, you have heard someone say that this is the taste of tea. This is philosophy. Herman Hesse, who wrote the prize-winning play Siddharth, coined a new word to translate darshan, the Eastern way of thinking, the way of looking, into Western languages, and he calls it philosia, not philosophy, philosia. It comes from the two words philo and sia means to see. Philosophy means to think, darshan means to see. Both are basically different, not only different, but diametrically opposite to one another. Because when you are thinking, you cannot see. You are filled with thoughts, and because of thinking, if there is too much thinking, then your perception is blurred. It is clouded. When thinking ceases, you become capable of seeing. Whatsoever we do in our lives, it is thinking based. Whether it is ordinary day-to-day life, or you can take any dimension that occupies the life and occupies a central place, an important role in your life, is thinking based. Whether it is sex, you think about it. And thinking is the one that keeps you deprived of the bliss that can arise out of it. Meditation, you think about it. You are so filled with thoughts that perception is blurred and it is beclouded. When thinking ceases, you are capable of seeing, then your eyes are opened. And when thinking ceases, you become capable of seeing, your eyes are open, the eyes are unclouded. Perception happens only when thinking ceases or it is no more. For Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle, and the entire Western tradition, thinking is the base. For Eastern mystics, enlightened masters, seeing is the base. Buddha is not a philosopher, not at all, but we use that word. I had used the word Krishnamurti is a philosopher, but he is not, he is on the borderline. He is more of Eastern tradition and trying to present in the Western environment. As a result, he has to use certain words, but their meaning need to be understood. Buddha is not a philosopher, neither Patanjali nor Kapil nor Kannad. They are not philosophers. They have seen the truth. Tasting the tea means you have seen the truth, you have known it, and then there is no need to think about it. And that seeing, that living transforms you completely. By thinking, you cannot be transformed. Thinking is mind oriented, and that is the difference. Remember well, only that you only think. Thinking happens when seeing is not possible. Take, for instance, sex that we are so much interested in. When it is possible, do you think about it? But before that, you think about it. Think about many things. If you can see, there is no reason to think about it. Thinking is always lands you in ignorance. Thinking is not knowledge, because when you know, there is no need to think. You have known this is mango. Is there any need to think about it? Now, one who has not seen mango, who have not tasted it, he can go on and on thinking about it. Mango is like this, mango, the pictures, he can collect the pictures of mango, he can put up the write-up and everything, but there will not be any reality in it. This is what philosophy is, to remain on the circumference. Mango is a word, it has a circumference, it has a periphery, you are moving in circles round and round and round. One who has reached, who have tasted it, he have reached to the center, he has known the truth that mango is, have tasted it, then he doesn't have to think about it. And if somebody wants it, so first he gives him a taste, and when you have tasted it, then you can explain what it is, what you eat. Sometimes I have made a dish, gave it to somebody to taste, tasted it. Oh, it's tasting very good. What it is? Oh, it is that. I never thought of that. This is how it goes on in the field of spirituality. First, you are given a taste of it, and then during the state of meditation, a state comes in, then the explanation follows it, then you don't need to think about it. It is just understanding it a little more. You experienced it, now you are understanding it at a different level. Thinking is grouping in the dark. So Eastern philosophies, as the word may be used, are not really philosophies. To use the word philosophies for Eastern darshan is absolutely wrong, but it has been used. It has become colloquial to use that. Darshan means to see. That's the reason that Hermann Hayes, the word he coined, philosia, it is more appropriate. Darshan means to see, to attain the eyes, to realize, to know immediately, directly, without the mediation of thinking or any thought process. You want to know about mango? I give you mango slices on the plate. Now, what you will do? You will ask questions about it. You will take the photographs of it. First you will taste it. But what we do, we take the photographs and post it on the social media. Then maybe you may eat it. Thinking can never lead to the unknown and unknowable. How can it lead? It is impossible. The very process of thinking has to be understood. When you think, what do you really do? Introspect. You go on repeating the old thoughts. Someone has said something. I heard that my father says the mango is like that, it grows like this, it is a crop during the summer period, it grows on the trees up on the above the ground, trees become this height and the color there are many varieties of mango, but you have not tasted it. You go on repeating the old thoughts, memories. If I ask you a question, does God exist? You can think about it. What will you do? All that you have heard, all that you have read, all that you have accumulated about God, you will repeat. I recall when many years back when I went to Boston, there my host gave me some fruits. They were looking like small pieces of pumpkin, but softer. The size was very small, beautiful, and taste was extraordinary. So first I tasted it. He told me this fruit tasted, it is very good, very tasty. Now I tasted it. So I said, tell me the name of it. He said, persimmon. I said, okay. But I forget the name and I rejoiced the taste and continued to taste, kept the taste in my mouth, in my memory, taste. Now I am looking the information about it, where this fruit can be obtained, what it is name, what is its origin. It is basically, it grows in Vietnam, and from there it is imported into United States. A very small, the shape is like kind of a pumpkin, but a smooth skin, orange color, and very tasty. And after much research, I came to know about its name. Because the taste, I had tasted it, now I had to find the ways and means to discover the name of that fruit which tastes so good. This is what is seen. First you tasted it, you realized it, you experienced it, then you are discovering other things which is not necessary either. But in case of this, so I have to find if I am going to ask a fruit vendor, what am I going to say to him? Can I just describe him that this looks like this? What is its name? The moment you mention the name to the fruit vendor, oh, I don't know about that fruit. When I ask some vendors, I had not seen so much of that fruit in Florida. Maybe I may not visited many supermarkets and so, but in Boston, it was quite easily available. That too, I did not buy it, I was given as a gift. So when I tasted one, then the other fruit, I brought it back with me to Florida for it. Ask them if they know this fruit. So what you will do if I ask you about God, you may start thinking about it, and whatsoever knowledge that you have accumulated, you have heard, you have read about God, you will repeat this. Even if you come to a new conclusion, the newness of it will only be transparent, not real. It will simply be a combination of old thoughts presented in a new way. You can combine many old thoughts and create a new structure. But that structure will be apparently new, but nothing new at all in the background. Thinking can never come to original truth. Thinking is never original. It is based on the past experiences, and it cannot be. It is always of the past. You have tasted something. I have asked, now what I am talking about, this fruit, is thinking. I have tasted it. The taste is in my mouth. And if you have not tasted it, no matter how much I would explain to you, how much pictures I show it to you, it will not be your realization. So what it is, something that I have tasted, a state of awareness, I have tasted it, I am making you available that state so that you can experience. It becomes your realization. Like, for instance, when I was given this fruit, it was given to me for the transit period when I will be at the airport or something, I can taste it. I still do not know what it is inside. Just the taste is in my mouth now. So I brought it, that experience, carried that experience as far as I could carry, and one who was ready gave him the experience of that fruit that I have tasted. And then this is the way of spirituality, Eastern way, darshan. I have tasted something, you come in my company, I give you the taste of that fruit, taste of that state to you, so that it becomes your realization then explanations are not necessary. Sometimes it may be necessary for you to your understanding get a little deeper, but it cannot be through the efforts. It cannot be attained. It can just happen spontaneously. By thinking, you cannot get the taste of it. I am talking about it, but can you get a taste of it? You know the taste only when you have tasted it. So the Eastern emphasis is not on thinking, but on seeing. And that is the whole emphasis of Vigyan Bhairav Tantra. Shiva explains something and tells you to do it, and then you will know. When Devi asks questions, what is this wonderful universe? What is thy reality? And all these questions that could take you to the realm of philosophy, but he gives a technique for each question. And he says, do this and you will do. It is like this. You are asking me too many things about a particular dish, and I can keep on talking and talking and nothing will happen. I said, wait a minute. In the morning I'll make for you. And while I am making it, you will see it. And when you see it, you taste it. And if you like, you can make it. So there are certain seekers who visit me whenever they get a chance. They tasted something and they go on making this again when they return back to their place or country, and letting it be available to others also, their friends and so. Because this particular person has tasted a dish that was made for her, made for that person, and the taste lingers. So when person returns back to the country, she invites the friends and gives them this same dish to taste. This is the way of spirituality. Way of spirituality. You have tasted something, you know how to make this, how to create that dish over and over again. You do it, you let the person taste it, absorb the taste within, and that will change you. You had been thinking that meat eating is very healthy and there is no food which is better than the meat. So you are eating meat. But if a particular dish, vegetarian dish, is made for you and you taste that, then in front of that you will forget about the meat dishes and other dishes. You are accustomed to eating the Italian food. Pizza is good, nothing is wrong. But if there is some innovation on it, and the same Italian dish is made in a different way, and you realize that it has the nutrition, it has the taste, and it is made from gluten-free flour, what would you do? You had known the religion in one way, making with white flour and all those things which are injurious to health. But the same pasta, when you are making it with gluten-free flours like sorghum, millet, what you need for that? Those pastas are not available in the market. So you have to look for something that is pasta maker or noodle maker. So you learn the process of making the noodles out of that gluten-free superfood flour and then continue the process. So what you have done, you have tasted something, you have known the technique of doing this. Now you have improved upon, you had a taste for a particular item, pasta, the noodles, and but the noodles and pasta that was made with the white flour, which is injurious to health. You change it. You learn the process of making it with gluten-free flour. Now somebody may ask me how to do it, but I am giving an example. You can use that technique of making this and change your eating habits, and at the same time, this is an example to give you how your life transforms, how your life is transformed. And the spirituality is multidimensional. It is said, in life, the presence of a master, जिंदगी में उस्ताद का होना बायसे बरकत होता है. The presence of a master is indeed a blessing in life. He not only teaches you about one particular aspect, instead he gives you the technique how to live your life totally in a multi-dimensional way. You are living, to live you have to eat. To live you have to eat. Not you are living to eat. To live you have to eat. You have to have the dress yourself. You have to work. You have to have the mannerisms. And all that training, the master, through his example, inculcates those things in you. This is seeing. You see it first, you realize it, you experience it, then you go on doing that. Eastern philosophy is not thinking, it is based on seeing. You cannot think about God, but you can see. When Vivekananda went to Maharshi Devendranath Tagore, who was the father of Rabindranath Tagore, and he asked him, have you seen God? He asked the other people, that baffled. They got baffled how to answer this question. They started beating about the bush, but Vivekananda was not satisfied with any of these answers. When he went to Ramakrishna, he asked the same question. Have you seen God? Yes, I have seen. First time he is hearing this word, yes, I have seen. What else? I have talked to him also, more explicitly than I am talking to you right now. Really? His eyes got wide open. Here is a man and when you look into his eyes, there is sincerity. What he is saying, he means it. And that's where the transformation happened. The process of transformation began in the life of Ramakrishna, in the life of Swami Vivekananda. You cannot think about God, you can only see. You cannot come to any conclusion about God, but you can realize. By talking about tea, There is a particular couplet rubai of Omar Khayyam, Kya Ho Hasil, which has been composed in the simple Urdu language as a ghazal. क्या हो हासिल उनके जिक्र से जो पीकर मस्त हुए हैं. What shall you gain by talking about those who are drunk and gone? You want to know what happens when you drink. You can think about it, go on thinking and thinking, but you will not get the taste of it. You have to have a sip of it, then you will know what it is. क्या हो हासिल उनके जिक्र से जो पीकर मस्त हुए हैं. And once you drink, you know what happens. Once you have drank God, godliness, it becomes your experience. You will not remain the same. You cannot get to it through information, through knowledge. No matter how much I try to talk to you about tea or the cardamom tea, you will never experience it. You will never realize what the taste is in reality. Through scriptures, through theories, through philosophies, you cannot get to the core of it. You can get into it only if you throw all knowledge, all the videos, all the photographs and everything, and then yes, you sit down by the dining table, I'll make a cup of tea for you, cardamom tea, you taste it and then you will know it. All that you have heard and read and collected, all that mind has collected, the whole past must be put aside, must be dusted off. Then you will not try to keep those scriptures with you. If a surgeon continues with medical scriptures, Gray's Anatomy and all the other books while he is in the operation theatre, the patient will not need the surgeon anymore, because the surgeon will be busy in looking into this, how to perform this operation, where is the femur, where is this bone, where is this and that and so. So he is not bothered. So surgeon is the enlightened one who has absorbed the scriptures and replaced it with the practical experience of it, and he has excelled. Now he doesn't need any of those books. Does a surgeon need any of those books when he is performing a surgery? Or the cardiologist keeps those videos and books and all those things? I recall very well, when my daughter was studying, we had to find the money to buy the expensive books and all these things for her to study. When she finished her medical degree, she said, Daddy, I have to sell these books. I said, why? We spent so much of money to buy these books for you. He said, these are of no use to me now. These are of no use to me. And she sold those almost as next to nothing cost. Certain books she has bought as a used one at a cheaper price, but there were others which were not available, so that had to be bought new at an expensive price. All those she has to sell it at a next to nothing cost, because in the process of obtaining the degree, she has become enlightened. So when you attain to enlightenment, you have attained the degree in so-called way to understand for you. then you don't need all those scriptures. Yes, if he is teaching in a class, then he may need the references. But when he is performing the surgery in the operation theater, he will not need any of those things. Or when he is examining a cardiac patient, then he will not need any of those scriptures. In order to explain that to the novice, the new students, he may give the reference of the books. He may show the slides of the different parts of the body, the way the heart is connected with the arteries, and the entire pulmonary system. He can explain that. So this is seeing. When you know this, you are transformed. It is, the truth is here now. The patient is here now. He needs a treatment. So a seeker is like a patient who is in urgent need of a surgery, performing the surgery. So the master performs the surgery on the patient, on the seeker as a patient, and whatsoever is redundant, he removes it, because if there is a growth that is injurious to your health, he performs the surgery to remove it. Remove the malignant part of your body so that you can restore to your health. It is because of the kind of a living style that you have developed that anomaly, developed that problem. It has to be removed. In ordinary way, it cannot be removed. The condition has deteriorated so much that a surgery has to be performed. So Master performed this surgery. It is here now. You are clouded. You have not to go somewhere else to find the divine or the truth. It is now here, this very moment. It is right there where you are. It has always been so. Only you are beclouded and you cannot see. So the Master does not give you. He gives you a vision to see the things for yourself. Wherever certain things is necessary, he will do it, but he gives you a vision to see things for yourself. He opens your eyes, perform this surgery on your eyes that you can begin to see. So the question is not to think more. The philosophy are anti each other. All the philosophies, meditation and philosophies are anti to one another. Philosophy thinks, meditation comes to a state of no thinking, comes to a state of consciousness. Consciousness does not think, it simply sees it. Eastern philosophies are not really philosophies, they are based in consciousness. In the West, philosophies exist. In the East, only realization exists, this is consciousness. We will continue for tomorrow. Until then, take care and do have a pleasant day.